Hi, I'm Chase Jones, and today I'll be teaching you how to make the Dalgona candy from Squid Game. The reason I chose to make this candy is because it's extremely popular, not only in America, but all over the world. So I feel like it's kind of a staple of our time. So first, the supplies you're going to need are a piece of wax paper. This is what you're going to put your candy on after. You're going to need a pan, preferably non-stick, or just a pot with higher sides. You're going to need a stencil. The harder the stencil, the harder the cookie will be to complete at the end. And then the ingredients that you actually need for the cookie itself are just 3 tablespoons of sugar and a slight pinch of baking powder. To start, for our wax paper, you're going to want to spray it with your cooking spray, just so it has a nice surface and doesn't get stuck when you want to take it off. And you're also going to spray your utensil as well. So you want to set this down, and then we'll take our pan over the stove and get it started. So you want to put your pan on a medium heat. And we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of sugar. 1, 2, 3. The reason you pour it directly in the center is because you're going to spread it out evenly with any kitchen utensil. Usually a chopstick is used, but I don't have a chopstick today, so I'll be using a butter knife. You're going to want to sift this evenly through the pan. The process of the sugar cooking is not quick. Do not rush it because you will burn it. You're going to want to just have it on a medium heat and constantly stir. While I stir this, I feel I should tell you why I decided to do this more in depth. During quarantine, everybody's kind of been at home, been in their own rooms, not really focused on spending much time with their family, just due to the fact that sometimes the same things all the time can get boring, you know, playing the same games, watching the same shows, same board games as well. And Squid Game came around, and people have really seemed to just find an extreme interest for this. And when I was watching, I saw this challenge specifically, and I thought to myself, hey, I think I could do that, and I know my family probably thought the same thing. So I just thought it would be a fun idea to try it. Also, not to mention how cheap it is, you only need 3 tablespoons of sugar and a slight pinch of baking powder to attempt this. So it's really just simple, convenient, and fun thing to try. The reason that a chopstick is more used than any other utensil is due to the scraping. My apologies about that. Okay, so the sugar is slightly starting to clump up at the bottom a little bit. Getting close to the time where you're going to want to put your pinch of baking powder in. Perfect. Okay. About this much baking powder is fine. And you're going to want to turn it to one side of your pan. And you're going to want to stir it up. You're gonna wanna try to get all the clumps out, obviously. And cooking at a low heat is important so that it doesn't burn. See how we still have a golden brown as opposed to a charred. We're getting close to done. How everything slid into one corner perfectly. Just breaking down those final chunks in the center. All right, and that's about perfect. You're gonna wanna take this over to your mixture. We'll take your mixture over to your wax paper and slowly pour it into the center of the wax paper. I'd let it sit for about 15 seconds, just so it has some type of hardness to it before you set in your stencil. Be careful as your stencil, if it's tin, might absorb some of the heat from the cookie. So while I'm waiting for this to chill, I'm gonna go over the steps with you one more time. Step 1, you put 3 tablespoons of sugar onto your pan. Step 2, wait for it to clump up a slight bit while you're stirring it. Step 3, your pinch of baking soda. Wait for it to all turn gold. Step 4, put it onto your pan. Step 5, put your stencil into the cookie and pull it out. While your cookie hardens, it might take around 2 to 3 minutes. Then once you're ready, you can stab it with your toothpick and hopefully you don't break the center of it. That is the object of the game.